Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? And Think Personal Branding. All right, the date today is November 12th, 2020. It's a Thursday. And I just managed to get a couple of updates from the people whom I trust that are based in the UAE. Before I do go ahead, I just want to kind of request you, if possible, because this kind of work takes a lot of time, effort, money, and yes, I even do pay some of these people for worthwhile information. If you can support the work that I do, it can be because Google's algorithm, YouTube's algorithm, like, share, or you can put a comment or whatever, if you like. And for those of you who can possibly support the channel, or you know anybody who can sponsor without misleading messages or without selling any product, if you can support my work by just even if you'd like to donate to the channel, I'll put the information down below, because there's a lot of work that gets involved. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of research. And, I'm a single person who does this. So I'd appreciate if you can, as you know that I don't get a salary for this. I don't get paid for this. So if you guys can support the channel, I'll appreciate. If not, I totally understand. Okay, let's move on. The updates that I have is from people who are actually working, business people, employees, and people who are in the collection agencies, in banks, and insurance companies. So these are the bits of information that I receive, and this will not be shared in the newspapers. They're just not shared. Okay, so let's move on. The first one is business is improving. This is as per some of my friends who are in the field of being entrepreneurs. They said until a couple of months ago, business had completely stalled. They were really worried, but now things are picking up. It's not great, it's not amazing, but at least something is better than nothing. I spoke to a couple of friends who are in the restaurant business. Many of them said that we just open up, we hardly end up with one customer or two customers a day. Before, they had around maybe 9 to 12. And before the COVID and all that, they said at least 15. So from 15 and down to 9, and now it's 2 or 3 per day. Okay, I spoke to people who go out to eat and some people who keep walking in shopping malls. What they said is, out of 100 restaurants, 90 of them, 90, this is the approximate figure, didn't have anyone. And if 10 did have people, they are mostly Indians, Pakistanis, mostly people who are rich, and predominantly tourists. He said in most of the cases, they have people who literally, the employees, if you speak to some of them, obviously they have to wear a mask, and they have to be following protocol. Others, they get fined by the municipality. Many of them have got multiple fines, it seems. So it's very strict. And many of them have even targets that you have to bring in customers, or you might not even get your salary. Many of them have had salary cuts. Quite a number of them don't have any option but to accept it. It also seems that till June, things are really bad. In fact, many of them had almost come to the point of packing up their things and running away. He's saying the good thing is Dubai is constantly taking new measures to improve on the situation. Lots of people with part-time jobs in, for example, Dubai, Dera, these places, even Satwa, people used to come to do their part-time jobs like cooks, multitasking guys, cleaners, electricians, service providers. It seems that nobody wants their services anymore because of the fear that someone will get sick. In fact, one of my friends, she's a businesswoman. The guy who used to come and clean up their house and fix an electrical thing, it seems after he came, they ended up getting the virus. So now they don't even call this person. They don't even call the cleaners. They don't call the people from the garden. And when they do call someone, it is from an agency. Hairstylists, it seems salons and the people who cut hair, makeup, and salon, it seems their regulars are no longer coming as frequently as before. The people who used to come once a week, now even they are not coming. It seems they are just doing it from home. Lots of people, the ones who used to come regularly, have lost their jobs. So malls, big shops, they have customers, but not many of them are buying. And if you speak to any of these retailers, it seems they say always no money. That is what people used to normally say. But now he's saying in some cases they actually don't have money. There's been a staff reduction. There was also this salary reduction. Some people told me 30%, some have said 50%. Some even have been told 15 days you come to work, 15 days stay at home. And, the infamous one, that is Emirates Airlines, they have told them don't come to work for a year, unpaid leave for a year. Major travel companies have closed down. Many of them have run away. This I came to know from a guy who is in the collections agency. He says many business owners have just run away because they are afraid and they know there is no hope. Obviously, the government doesn't support them. Travel business, there are quarantine travels. The only travel companies that are still operating are ones who are issuing travel packages to Kuwait. It seems that if you have to enter Kuwait, you need to be quarantined, and they don't trust the quarantine process of India and Pakistan. So if you have to come to Kuwait, you have to be quarantined in UAE for the duration, and they will take the certificate from there. It seems in certain places I don't know, in Europe somewhere, Serbia or somewhere, it seems you can travel there if you pass by through UAE, and you don't need a visa. So at least there's a lot of movement happening from UAE. I heard from inside sources that things are really bad between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. It seems the tension is still rising, although I don't want to give information because they've told me not to state specifics here. But it seems UAE and Dubai are following two different policies, two different strategies. And if anyone from Dubai wants to go to Abu Dhabi, there are multiple number of tests. And it seems it's becoming very hard. It seems if you want to stay for 24 hours, there's one test. If you want to stay for 4 days or beyond that, there's another test. And they've even given an option if you willingly volunteer to get vaccinated with some vaccine of theirs, which is not approved by WHO or not approved by anyone. If you get that vaccine, then you don't have to pay any money. So many of them are even opting for that. I checked with one of my friends who is in the medical industry. He said he wouldn't take it. This is what he has said. He said he wouldn't mind taking something from the WHO, but any person recommending or any country saying that, oh, we have got 90% cure or 92%, it's saying as long as the WHO doesn't certify it, I'm not taking it. This is what they have said. Okay. But I'll tell you, this is left up to your discretion. It's your life, it's your body, so you decide. I would say follow the WHO guidelines, go to the UN website and check it out there. Okay. Emirates Airlines, this is again from a debt collection agency. Emirates Airlines is total disaster. The people are working there. March to September, it seems many people did not get paid. But now they're getting paid slowly. Some of them are getting 30 to 50% of what they originally got. Etihad has culled another 230 pilots 2 days ago. 37 from Boeing, mainly 380 guys. Almost all our expats have been told to go. Aircrafts, it seems, are parked empty. Hotels, situation has improved slightly. Eastern Europeans are mainly coming and visiting the place. There are also Chinese visitors. In some major hotels, it seems, I spoke to some managers, they're saying they're closing down sections of the hotel and they're putting off the electricity, they are putting off all the expenses, so they don't have to put the AC in all those areas. Even certain floors are just totally shut down so that they can cut down on electricity, they can cut down on staff, they can cut down on maintenance of those areas because 100% is not happening. So what's the point of lighting up the whole hotel and paying electricity for that? I spoke to some of the mall operators. They said that the amount of money that is being spent for AC and for maintenance of the mall is ridiculously high, and they are hemorrhaging cash. Many people have refused to renew their contract. And I spoke to one who had 4 outlets in different shopping malls. The person said, I don't even have one person walking in. In fact, one friend of mine had a outlet in, I think it was the outlet mall. And it seems from 6 months, not even one person has walked in. 6 months, not even one person has walked in. So they're just shutting it down. Then hotel suppliers, 100% in terms of hotels, 100% of all the hotels, 100%, this is what was told to me, have let go of high salaried people. The heads of companies, the heads of departments, the managers have been terminated and told you can leave. and they have taken the person who is below their position to take on their position as a promotion, but the salary would be the same. In some cases, they have reduced their salary and told, you want that position, you can take it, or you can also leave. So they have just kept quiet. Yeah, hotels, it seems the situation is not going to improve in the foreseeable future. 2021 for hotels and aircrafts and airlines and travel, it seems it's not going to improve. That's as far as my contacts have told me. There are event suppliers, event management companies, conferences, seminars. They all are going to start terminating people because they can't manage. In fact, many of them have terminated. There are hardly any events. And even if there are events, people are coming, it's not that, but to get sponsors has become very hard because nobody wants to sell money. And most of these companies that were renting out these LED screens for 19,000 or 20,000 or 100,000, big capacity events, and now they're only selling UV based, ultraviolet based, like machines or sanitizers and all that, just to make some money. Delivery companies plenty have sprung up. Many online shopping groups have come up. Dobizzle is, it seems, filled with people who are selling. Facebook groups have multiplied like no one else's business. Everyone is selling their own stuff for cheap. Real estate stuff. There's one guy who's literally scooping up the stuff that Filipinos and others are selling at a throwaway price. It seems even DJs are selling sanitizers and masks. Literally, it seems housewives are selling masks. I don't know how they're doing that. It's not allowed. Real estate. There are claims. There are two schools of thought here. One say that real estate has reached the bottom. Other side is saying no. My trusted source has told me not to purchase anything until the transition between Trump and Biden takes place, because there is a buzzword that something big is going to happen. I've been given a clue, but I don't want to say it. So if you're planning to purchase, I would say hold on. Hold on until the transition takes place. It is at that particular pivotal point, I think, is when you should start purchasing. Otherwise, don't. Even if you're buying stocks and shares, there'll be plenty of crashes coming very shortly. So don't spend anything until you're really sure. Many real estate companies are employing students. They're training the students and they're employing them, and they're not paying them salaries. They're taking them purely on commission. So students are more than happy to take up the deal. And salaried people are being removed. There was a newspaper article that this particular supplier or building real estate guy gave everyone full salaries. Turned out to be a fake news. I don't want to take out his name. They're just bullshitting with people. In fact, this guy was known to, during when they were selling their properties or when they're selling apartments, they would have paid actors who would come there and say that they are actually standing in line to buy, so as to create a sense of scarcity and fear of missing out, like they say, FOMO. And people would, just put the deposit of 10% or 1% or whatever. They were all actors. So this guy is putting up fake news. Don't fall for it. He was featured in the paper as giving everyone their old salaries, and he has compensated that. It's all bullshit. I spoke to the employees. Then whites, it seems, all the Goras, this Brit and Americans, they are ready to work for even half the salary. Half the salary. It seems salaries have become more realistic. Emiratis have become more friendly and more nice. It seems they are in tension between themselves, because between themselves a competition has started. Recruitment processes are taking longer. I know one guy who works in a recruitment, a couple of companies, and he does a couple of deals here and there. He said that they are putting recruitment vacancies, fake ones. And I asked him why they're doing that. He's saying, at least people will feel that there's something happening. And we are putting fake so that people come and register with us. And at least we have something to show the client. So please be aware of this. I can't tell you who it is. Finalization is taking time. In many cases, they go through the entire recruitment process. They're not finalizing it, but they are having it because at least they'll have a selected candidate who they can go to the filing customer. Job losses are going to continue even more. People with the salaries that were agreed before or during the COVID, they all are going to be terminated. All. That is what is told, because they want to revise the salaries. Many companies are giving government reports, fake government reports, that they're undergoing losses, so that they're given leniency. There are many more people who are being offered jobs currently, and more jobs are going to come up, but they will be on probation. And if the person is not a performer, they will be asked to leave. It seems many people are even copy pasting CVs, and they are finding this out. So they are being employed, but termination is also there. So be careful. Don't try to bullshit there. It seems before there were people, everyone knew one person, or a group of people who would know just one person who lost their job. Now every person knows at least 3 to 4 people who have lost their jobs. Many of them are selling old stock. There'll be plenty of sales coming up with not original items. Okay, they are not actually original items. Many of them are outdated items. Many of them are fakes. Many of them are just without warranty. So please be careful if you're buying this sale. It seems some of my business friends have said they already, I can't give you details, but they've got containers of stuff which they're just going to dump, and they're going to sell it at 10 or 20% off. And these are all throwaway stuff which was not supposed to be sold. In some cases, it seems even they are erasing the expiry date, or I don't know how electronic items have expiry date. Maybe I took the wrong information. But they are making sure that you can't identify what it is. So not in many cases, they are not original, especially perfumes, accessories, be careful. A newspaper size, before it was the size of a book, became a brochure, finally a newspaper. Now it seems the newspaper size of a pamphlet. A recruiter also confessed he posted fake jobs. DSF is on, Dubai Shopping Festival, but there's nothing significant there. Carrefour and Lulu have been aggressively giving special offers. Lots of people go there to shop, but other places, not many. Grocery shops are suffering the brunt of this. Food courts are full. People are eating for cheap stuff wherever they can afford, and many of them are trying to scoop up people who are selling their expensive toys. Many airline staff, ex-airline staff, are selling all the expensive stuff because they just want to, make money. One of them even suggested that instead of buying from original stuff, just go and look through all these items that are being sold by people who just want to leave the country. One of my friends had a business in China Mall. He says there are a lot of visitors, but nobody is actually buying. Business has become very tough. Also small, it seems nobody is there. Gold shops are crowded. Not too sure whether business is there or not there. Saloons are suffering. Massage centers, people are only coming for the jiggy part of it. Nobody wants a massage, it seems. Number of people wearing masks. Out of 10, 1 or 2 don't wear masks. Some of them are really mannerless. And one of them even told me that he was working for a multinational company. He's saying some locals don't even care, and they are screaming and shouting and saying, don't tell me what to do and all that. But they don't have a choice, because if they don't put down their foot, it seems they would be fined. Okay, and the fine is even up to 50,000 for a multinational company. Check bounces cases have gone over the roof. Some of my debt collecting friends have told me that nobody should do business with check, because the way of reporting, it seems, makes it very difficult. It's no point. If you have a check bounce, they'll ask you to pay a fine. But the guy who suffered the loss, he loses everything. He's asked to make a case, file a legal case. And for filing a legal case, he has to pay more money. And then he has to wait. And then finally, he doesn't get anything. And the guy who gets the fine doesn't bother to pay the fine, and then he vanishes. It seems nobody trusts checks. In fact, my friends have told me, don't accept anything on checks. Take everything on cash. People are suffering in terms of business, but they prefer to take business on cash than on check. And last but not the least, I just want to tell you that there's going to be some major transition, major policies, which I've been told is going to happen. Don't want to announce it until I'm 100% sure, but I will tell you it's going to impact most of the expats. Jobs are there, like I told you. I have not advertised because the number of messages that I've got is too much. So if you are looking out for a job, just send me a CV. Just send a covering letter, title, what you're looking for, and I'll just forward it. I don't want to mention the jobs because it became a bit too much for me the last time. So like I said, if you can support the channel, I'll really appreciate whatever you help you can give. Whatever you'd like to donate, if in terms of money, details are put down below. Otherwise, you can just like, share, or comment under the channel. I appreciate your support because I try to do whatever I can to help the expats. So would appreciate if you can support in any way. All right, having said this, as I get updates, I'll let you know. This is me signing off. Take care.